What's up, guys? It's Jeff with A1 Athlete. Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you stopped by today. If you have not already, please subscribe to our channel. If you find this video helpful and informative, please like it and share with a friend. As always, everything that we talk about today is in the description below. If you would like, please use the links provided. If not, don't. I don't care. Anyways, okay, so what we're gonna talk about today is something that's super important, but very commonly overlooked. Okay, we're gonna talk about garage gym flooring, or just gym flooring in general. Doesn't have to be in your garage, just happens to be that we're in my garage right now. Okay, this could be your basement, could be your spare room, could be your living room. Doesn't matter. Anyways, so everybody talks about horse stall mats, which are great in theory if you've got a Tractor Supply company nearby. Where I am in Southern California in Orange County, the nearest one is like over an hour away. So it just wasn't practical for me to get horse stall mats from the Tractor Supply company as much as I wanted to, and as much as other channels out there talk about horse stall mats. Many articles talk about them, how they're great and all that. It just wasn't a practical option for me here in Orange County, California. So I looked into alternatives, and I almost went with Rep provides gym flooring at a pretty good cost, and they do cover shipping, which is a huge thing, especially when you're talking about several hundred pounds of flooring, right? Okay, I mean, that's a huge thing in the home gym space in general, is shipping. Okay, so we're talking about a lot of weight. So I was like that close to pulling the trigger on the Rep flooring, but it was like, God, it was like 1,200 bucks at least, I think, okay? So I really was kind of hesitant on that. We're talking about a 2-car garage here. The space that I ended up covering is 12 feet by 17.5 feet, which is perfect. You know, but I didn't want to spend 1,200 or 1,500 bucks on flooring for that, right? So I just kind of looked into Home Depot to see what they had. I use Home Depot a lot for the other companies that I have. And I just looked up horse stall mat, just searched it, and it ended up taking me like through a search sort of labyrinth, you know, and so are you looking for gym mats? And yeah. Hey, check these ones out. And these mats that I ended up going with, the TrafficMaster mats, the link is below, came very highly rated. It's like a mid 4 out of 5 stars, you know, 4.5 stars, I think, something like that. And you know, they're a little less than $50 each. They're 6 feet by 3.5 feet wide. So 42 inches wide, not the typical 48 or 4 feet that most horse stall mats are, okay? Which, that's fine, but I did have my garage measured out, and I was anticipating that they would all be, you know, 4 feet wide. So I ended up not buying enough initially. So I had to buy more about a week later when I realized I, you know, wanted to cover more space. But no big deal. So anyways, so these TrafficMaster mats, they are 6 feet long by 3.5 feet wide. They are 3/4 of an inch thick, so 0.75 thick. They are ribbed on the bottom for her pleasure, and also to keep moisture out, or you know, to prevent mold from growing underneath. So I've had these for about a month. They do fit pretty flush. No experiences with mold yet, but like I said, it's summer and we're in Southern California, so there's not a lot of moisture in the air at the moment. I will report back if there are any issues in the future. That being said, I'm very impressed with these so far. You know, like I said, I got them from Home Depot. I ordered them on a Saturday at 9 a.m. And they have a courier, I guess, you know, it's almost like an Uber sort of thing, or a DoorDash or Postmates or whatever type of deal. You know, you just order it through the Home Depot app. They ask if you want it delivered. Yeah, sure, 25 bucks to have them delivered. And then these were here by noon that same day. So it took like 3 hours. Cost me 25 bucks. The guy backed his little van up right here to the garage door, and he and I unloaded him. He was here for 3 minutes. Didn't ask for a tip or anything. There's a shocker. I'm surprised he didn't pull out a damn iPad and ask for 15 or 20%. I kid. But seriously, the tipping is getting out of control. Anyways, so super easy delivery, super easy install. Like I said, they are a little bit smaller than the typical horse stall mats, it being 42 inches wide instead of 48. So I did end up going with 10 mats as opposed to 8, which I initially thought I would do. So I got 10 of these TrafficMaster mats. Like I said, initially I got 8. So these 8 are all from the first order, and these 2 here are from the second order a week later. These came from the Home Depot in Huntington Beach. These came from the Home Depot in Santa Ana. Can you see any differences in these mats? Oh wait, no, there's no differences. They're the same. Even though they're from a different batch, they're the same. So that was very good to learn, because I was sort of afraid when they showed up, since they were from different batches, that would be a thing, because you hear so many, things about horse stall mats not matching and things not matching and all that, and I'm way too OCD to have mismatched stuff, and that was not at all the case. So I'm very happy about that. They fit together very nicely. It's not seamlessly flush. There's small, little gaps where they push together. These are about 90 pounds each. So I mean, they move easily, but not. Sorry, they don't move, but when you're trying to move them, they're not that difficult to move. But they do slide together. There is a small sort of gap in between them. It's super small. I use a blower every few days to blow stuff off of them, and I haven't had an issue. It's just an electric blower, blows them off. They seem clean. I didn't mop these today before doing this video. They're clean. The only complaint that I really have about these would be the top surface. It's kind of a real, not rough, but yeah, I guess rough surface. So it makes it a little difficult to clean. It's not like hard on your feet or anything. You will not slip on it, but it's kind of rough to clean. Like, you can't use a paper towel to clean it. You need to use, something that's more of a sturdy, heavy-duty type of towel with with water or disinfectant or whatever it is you're using. So that's probably the only real complaint that I have about these. Aside from that, man, they're great. Like I said, I got 10 of them. So, I've got 5 this way, so that covers 17.5 feet. And then I've got 2 of them long ways this way, so that covers 12 feet. Covers the bulk of my garage. I'm real happy with it. My wife loves working out on it. I enjoy working out on it. I'm looking forward to getting that squat rack in here, and yeah, man, it should be good. All of this bought, delivered for right at $600 to cover the floor of a 2-car garage. I'm pretty happy with that, whereas some of the others would have cost a lot more. I believe some of the other stuff out there, they would recommend that you tape it down, to the surface of the garage, which I did not do that. And these don't slide around. I mean, they're 90 pounds. Yeah, I haven't done anything. I've been jumping on them. I've been rolling around on them. My wife has been doing stuff on them, kettlebell stuff, all this stuff. I did a Murph on it. Like, it hasn't moved around. So I'm really, really happy with these. I highly recommend them. Again, the link is below. Yeah. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you taking the time. I hope this really helps your gym flooring questions. I know that this was kind of a big thing for me, was which way to go, and oh my gosh, do I, there's, the horse stall mat thing, or do I want to spend the money to get the, the fancy stuff, and how am I going to install it? Am I going to have to tape it down, or do I have to glue it down, or you see people talking about, stuff not matching, and all, like, I had all the things that I worried about. I haven't worried about. Like, as soon as I got these, I was like, oh, this is so great. This is like way easier than I thought it would be. I highly recommend it. Again, they're from Home Depot. The link is below. We are not affiliates with Home Depot. I just wanted to do a video on this because honestly, when putting this gym together, the flooring was something that gave me anxiety. So I hope that this can kind of relieve some of that. Again, the TrafficMaster mats, solid purchase. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. Again, if you found this video helpful and informative, please like it. If you have not already, subscribe to our channel. Thanks again. We'll see y'all in the next video. Parker out.